Hi guys, and happy Friday. So here is Finish It Friday, and it is episode number 13. So when we left on Wednesday, we had your card base. We had your 8.5 by 11, scored at 4 1/4. We have your layer, either a full layer like this, or you can have a strip. Remember, I gave you that option. And then we had all of your little pieces here that are all layers. So we have the square that is 2.5 by 2.5, layer that is 2 1/4 by 2 1/4. Then we had your 1 3/4 by 1 3/4. So then this is 1.5 by 1.5, and you had two of those. Now these, you can do different numbers on these, and I'll show you what I mean in a second. And then we had our 1.5 and our 1 1/4 layer. So 1.5 by 1.5 and 1 1/4 by 1 1/4. Okay, today we are going to use Snowman Magic. Love Snowman Magic. So much fun. So these are our layers. We're not going to tape them down yet though, because if we stamp badly, we want to be able to flip it over. Okay, so we're going to be using Memento. I'm going to be using, let's see, a green and a blue. So let me go grab Garden Green. Let me get Tahitian Tide. And we need a color for the words. So let's go ahead and grab Sweet Sorbet. Okay. I think that's going to be it there. All right. So what we're going to do is, usually I record some of these like the night before, but I'm getting ready for that craft show, so I'm up early and my nose is just very runny. So I apologize ahead of time if I'm sniffling, sneezing. I hope I don't have to blow my nose in the middle of this. All right, so let's go ahead. We'll put the words on there. We're going to use the trees. That's a little too big. I don't like having my blocks much bigger than my images, because then that's how I think I get edges. All right, and then we're going to have the little bunny rabbit and the little bird. But with the bird, we are going to also use a twig. This is supposed to be an arm of the snowman. I use it as a twig that the bird sits on. Okay, I think that's it for blocks for now. All right. Oh, Snowman Magic. Don't know if I said that. Okay, so let's go ahead and start stamping. I want to do, I didn't get my snowman out. Oh my goodness. How can I forget the snowman? And he's going to have lots of parts. So you know what? That's why I had that bigger block still out. So we'll go ahead and we'll stamp the bird first so we can use our little blocks after that. All right. So on one of these little squares is going to be my rabbit. All right. On the other little square, now let me get my chamois. Oh, you hear that? I'm getting ready, like I said, for the craft show. So I have my laptop on, and it's been being kind of naughty this morning. I had to restart a couple times, and I'm like, hold on. I need to get my labels and all that done before you decide to go out on me. All right, let me cover up that black for a second. The bird, I'm going to do in Tahitian Tide. I like doing the bird first and then putting the twig on that he sits on. All right. So there's the bird. And then I'm going to do should be sitting on that twig. All right. Not the greatest, but we'll make do. All right. Let me get snowman Snowman's going to be a little bit bigger than the square itself. Well, maybe it's right on the square. So he won't have a hat today. All right. Because you wouldn't be able to see it anyway. All right. Let me go ahead and close that up. And then the trees. The trees are in my gosh, my hands are really dry. Do you hear them on that? All right, so there's my trees. All right, now we have to get the little parts of the snowman. So let's go ahead and take the bird and the twig off. Going to have to use this for his hands. I love snowmen. Oh my gosh, that was bad. That was bad. Try not to get my head in there. I love, you know, if you've been with me for any amount of time, you know, snowmen and dragonflies. Those are my things. Also love leaves, but snowmen and dragonflies are my absolute favorite. Love, love, love. All right, so let me go ahead and get one of these little faces from the Snowman Magic. So I am going to go ahead and let me run over here and get my pumpkin pie marker, because I want him to have blue eyes, but I want his nose, of course, to be orange. So let's see. Get that little piece there. And then let me go ahead and color over that. Oh my gosh. Can you see that? With orange. Hopefully it turns out to be orange enough. Let me exhale on that just a bit. Ah, good enough. You know what? I'm even going to color in his nose a little bit. I think I'm going to use this short end. There you go. Beautiful. And do I want to have, he looks a little naked. Do I want to have, I'll do a scarf. Let's do a scarf. Let's bring out that blue again with the scarf. Now the scarf, I really might get my head in there for the scarf, because you really have to look over. All right, let me move these over here. All right, hopefully there. I feel like I should do some buttons, but I'm not going to. All right, so let me cover up that, oh, black, yes. Let me get in our last little piece is the greeting, which is going to be on this. This has gone really well. I haven't used my piercing mat, and they've worked out pretty well. Oh, I love that saying. All right. And if you wanted to, you could dress that up by doing the edge. I think I will. I'm just going to grab my red blending brush. Hey, FYI, just so you know, in the upcoming mini, we're getting another size of blending brushes. How fabulous is that? I'm just going to go around the edge real quick. Took a little of that color off. But even if you take a lot of color off, these brushes really hold that color and can be really dark when you're using this. Yeah, I was so sad when we got rid of our Stampin' Sponges like 5 years ago, but this works just as good. The finger daubers, I feel, is a little too concentrated with the ink when you do it. All right, let me grab out my Stampin' Seal and let's start putting this together. All right, put that there. So let's go ahead, layer that. onto that. Put a little Mr. Snowman. Now if you wanted to, because there's dies that go with this, if you wanted to really give him a hat, you could go ahead and cut out a hat in the color, either that or the longer hat. Where's the longer hat? This one. That's more of a female, or the stocking cap. But we'll just leave them like that for right now. All right, then let's bring over the bunny. Oh, you know it'd be cute, but it's going to take a long time to dry. To get, where is it? It's over here. Let me see if I can get it out. No, it's not over here. Oh, where's my snowflake? Snow effects. Oh, here it is. It's in the very back of my embellishment drawer. Put a little of that snowfall accents underneath the bunny. I might do that. You won't see it in the picture for the video, but I might do that later and show it to you on another video. Not sure if I'm going to record this weekend. Like I said, depends on how much I get done. I'm taking today off from work. I usually do before the craft show just because I'm organizing. I have a rack that I bought way back when I think it was our bed linens and things or something. Linens and things was closing. They had a card rack and I bought it from them. And they had 4 of the revolving racks on it. And I sold one because I got a PVC pipe and a base. And I sold one to a friend of mine. And the other 3 I kept on the base. And that's what I use at the craft shows to house my cards. So what I'll do is I'll arrange today how I want it to appear, and then I'll put them into boxes for transport. All right, so we just put that layer down on our base, and here's where you're going to decide how you want to do it. Now, when I made you those squares, you could make them in any size. We could make this a lot smaller. In fact, I should have. I should have made this a 4 smaller, because see how big those are? But let's just show you what we're going to do. So I'm putting a little bit of a border there. I'm going to put these up here. I'm going to kind of stagger them. Now these are going to kind of lay over that, like I told you, but it's not that big of a deal. If you took that down even smaller, I mean, you can use any square. So I probably could have done an inch square and an 1.25 inches for the layer, and it would have worked just fine. But I don't mind this overlaying like this. See, I wanted to stagger those on purpose. Let me see. I should have brought that one. All right. So this isn't gonna, it'll be just a very thin border on both sides. And let's grab, haven't used these in a while. These are the enamel dots. And let's just ooh, those are really stuck on there. I think I'm not going to use the putty yet. And let me go ahead. I'm going to do one there. Do a purple in the middle. And another blue. Stuck on my finger. Don't want to push it down yet. All right, I think that's somewhat in a line. And there you are. Fun little card. Let me bring it up a little. I always forget with the camera how far up I can go. So there you are, fun little card. I can show you the inspiration for this. I did have another card picked out that I was going to use, but I wasn't really, I was excited about it, but I thought I'll just push it off a week or so. Maybe I'll push it off till January. Oh, that's a little off there too. Look at that. Let me put that up just a little bit more so it's a little more even. Okay. So I had this other card that I was going to do design, but I was watching one of my, yes, I love them, one of my renovation shows, and they were doing this offset tile. So it made me think of this. All right, so there you go. So there's what we did today. Let me move some of this out of the way. I think I am going to put some snow underneath there for him. Didn't get a lot of extras done, but here we go. So here's this, same measurements, just spreading it out a little bit, and then I went really wild with those. Are those the sea glass? Let me show the sea glass embellishments, and that's using Merriest Moments. And then I did this one with, this is from that Artistic Expressions. And then these are the Alphabest. And I just went ahead and just layered them underneath there. So it has that little cascading effect. All right, guys. So there you are. Go ahead, get a bunch of those squares and layers out there and go ahead and go to town. Have a great Friday, and I may or may not see you this weekend. Depends on if I get enough videos recorded before tomorrow morning. All right, thanks, guys. Take care.